Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Camp Dolphins All Access, along with Kim Bokamper. I'm Steve Goldstein. Hi, Bo. It was a long, an hour and 45 minutes, hot practice out there today. What'd you see from this football team?
Well, you know, I saw a team that's been out here for a while. I hesitate to say this, but they're in their dog days of camp.
Day 7's the dog days?
Right now. I mean, and I think camp breaks maybe later this week. And so they're kind of, and I thought today was a day, was a little sloppy. You know, there were some pre-snap penalties. There were some misplays, some missed coverages, and so you're going to have those days during training camp. But I'm sure if you talk to Mike McDaniel, he'd say it was a perfect practice because we can go in the meeting rooms and we can correct a lot of mistakes, and coaches love those types of things. So you're going to have a couple of those practices during training camp, and this was one of those days.
Yeah, a little bit of teaching moments, perhaps, so that's always good for head coaches. Offensive line, very interesting. You know, they got to keep Tua healthy. We all know that. The offensive line obviously is a key part of that. Teron Armstead is healthy, but he's not practicing. So you're getting a lot of guys, Bo, getting reps at that left tackle spot. And what else are you seeing right now on that offensive line?
Well, we've seen Lamb, playing at the tackle spot a lot, and Isaiah Wynn. I watched him today play both sides of the line. So they're looking for a swing guy that could play both the right tackle and the left tackle, and then trying to find that guy that can be your right tackle on a permanent basis when Armstead comes back. So Teron, we talked to him yesterday. He's happy about being off the PUP, ready to play, but they're not giving him a lot of work out there, a lot of physical stuff. But I think he can mentor those guys, and I kind of like the way they're keeping the inside. They're keeping the inside three guys where they are. They'll figure out the two tackles.
Yeah, and certainly with Eichenberg, Williams, and Hunt solid on that interior, they certainly hope so. Mike McDaniel expressing some optimism about Liam Eichenberg, but also wants to see when things go for real. Well, look, do you stay in what this offense wants to do?
We've been through enough training camps to see guys that are flashing during the practices. Well, let's see how they do during the games, and all of a sudden they kind of go into a rabbit hole and you don't see them anymore. So that's the difference between this and that. But I think Eichenberg knows he has an opportunity there. I know he's got a good opportunity to grab a spot. He's just got to hang on to it.
You looking forward to next week? They get a couple practice out here with the Falcons before next Friday night. We'll be in the booth and broadcasting preseason game number 1 against the Falcons.
I love the joint practices. I mean, because you got the coaches scripting exactly what they want to see. I want to see this guy against that guy. It's a lot of one-on-one, a lot of that type of stuff, and I love that stuff. And I think if you talk to the players and coaches, they would probably rather have another practice than the preseason game. But I think that the two practices in the preseason game, we'll know a lot more after that as far as settling down. And hopefully they can get that offensive line settled going into preseason game number 1 and then just run with them the rest of the way.
All right, going to be a big weekend in Canton, Ohio. Zach Thomas, the great Dolphins middle linebacker, going into the Hall of Fame. Our own Mike Cunio is there with full coverage. And Dolphins Weekly Live begins this week on CBS News Miami at 11:30 a.m. For Bo, I'm Steve Goldstein. We'll see you next time here on Camp Dolphins All Access.